All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to Plant-Based Homestead Prepper. My name is Roderick Chappelle. I am your host and operator of Plant-Based Homestead Prepper, and this video is going to be about, oh boy, I've been trying to avoid this, but medical care after SHTF. So, cue the intro. All right, so you guys got an extra lengthy intro this morning. I'm being silly. All right, so I've been trying to avoid this like the plague. So I'm gonna preface everything I'm gonna tell you as I am not a medical professional. I'm going to give you some real life experiences from my life and from some of the people around me. And I want you to take this and then start doing your own research, okay? So I wanted to say all that up front. But these are some medical concerns after SHTF, okay? So, first of all, I'm gonna give you a few things that you should start stocking up on now. Then I'm gonna give you my take on what you should start doing now. All right. So I've been researching this for years. I just like to stay away from this topic simply because I believe other than first aid and something catastrophic like you breaking a limb, breaking a leg, things like that, I think medical is going to be hit or miss. It's going to be kind of like back, 200 years ago where you get an infection in your leg, you drink down a bottle of liquor and cut your leg off. I mean, I think that's just the way it's going to be if we're in a grid down SHTF Tiawaki event. I'm talking about like EMP has happened and you talking about 6 months down the road. Medicine. We're going to be turned back, 100 years easily in the medical profession. So, some people, I'm not saying I'm saying this, some people are stocking up on fish antibiotics, okay? They're easy to get now, and according to some people, it's the same antibiotics that they give to humans. So, that's one thing you could stock up on. One thing I thought about and one thing that we have is make friends with your local veterinarian. Become really, really friendly with your and most of those people that are vets, they're outgoing, they're friendly anyway because they love animals, and usually, they're really, really friendly people. So make friends with your local veterinarian because even though they are, and it reminds me of, I don't know if you guys watched the first season of The Walking Dead, the character Herschel in The Walking Dead, it might have been season 2. Herschel was a veterinarian and he became the local doctor, So those people have a medical degree, and they will be able to help in grid down SHTF situations. So make friends with a local vet. All right, so things that you need to do. Now, this is something Roderick is telling you to do. You need to stock up on things that you can get now. For example, aspirin. That's over the counter. You can get plenty of that stuff, and it's cheap. You can go to Dollar Tree. I think they said that means like $1 to a bottle. Okay. Rubbing alcohol. It's good to sterilize things. It's great for cleaning. Okay. Rubbing alcohol. Hydrogen peroxide. You can get that stuff at Dollar Tree also. Hydrogen peroxide. Gauze, bandages, tourniquets. Those are all things that you can do and put in your first aid kit. Okay, those are all things that you can do to put in your first aid kit. Get you some training on first aid. Go to CPR class, go to first aid class, learn how to stop bleeding. A couple years ago, Jennifer she was messing around with one of my knives, trying to open up a package. She cut her finger, and we couldn't get that bleeding to stop. So at that point in time, it sent me on a quest to become more first aid trained. All right, and I think that's what you're gonna really need doing SHTF. You're gonna need a lot of first aid training. And a lot of times you got to figure it out. You know, you got somebody who's cut open and they need stitches and there's no help in sight. You got to apply some pressure, elevate that thing, and you probably gonna have to do sutures. Okay, so I mean, even just a simple a sewing kit. Okay, now you might not have the hook needle, but look, in an emergency grid down situation, you got to do what you got to do. Okay, so I think it's going to be more of that kind of stuff than anything. And hey, if I cut myself and I needed stitches, and there were no hospitals, there were no doctors around, Jennifer's the doctor. Okay, I'm gonna have to down some liquor, keep some liquor. That's another thing that, you know, keeping your stash, keep some liquor, keep some aspirin, and you got to grin and bear it. Bite down on a twig, bite down on a stick, and you got to go through the pain. Folks, I want you to understand that when and if this thing happens, God forbid, I hope it never does, but life as we know it is going to change drastically. And I want to be the real channel that tells you the real truth, that it's not going to be peaches and cream and roses and the lifestyle that you're used to leading. It's going to suck for a while until we get used to it. It just is what it is. Okay. So, Benjamin Franklin said it best. Now this is going into what I want you to start doing now. Benjamin Franklin said it best when he said, an ounce of prevention is worth a whole pound of cure. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And I want you to look at things this way. If you have a chronic illness now, that's not a death sentence. Okay. That just means that you did some things for probably some years that your body rejected and finally failed. Some organs and some systems failed in your body. Your body is just like anything else. It's just like a car. If you keep putting cheap oil, keep running your car past 3,000 or 5,000 miles, you run 7,000 or 8,000 miles before you get an oil change. You run your fuel down to empty and then you fill it up. Your car is going to have problems. Okay. Your body is a machine just like any and everything else. If you put in crap in, you're going to get crap out. Okay. Now, some of us are, unfortunately, we're born with certain things. You know what? And I can't even say unfortunately. It's just the way it is. Because I know a young lady who, God, I love this woman. She has no arms. She was born with no arms and no legs. She's amazing. She does more. And I hope she's watching. She does more than most people with limbs. And I'm not gonna call her name out, but she knows who I'm talking about. And I love you to pieces. She's an inspiration to many. And this lady has no arms or legs. That's just the way she was born. Sometimes you got to play the cards that are dealt to you. So right now, if you're suffering with hypertension, diabetes, you've had a heart condition, you've had a stroke. I mean, those things are things that you can bounce back from, but you got to want to bounce back. An ounce of prevention is worth way more than a pound of cure. Okay. And what does that mean? That means start doing things now. If you have any of the things and more that I've mentioned, it's only going to get worse doing SHTF. All right. Actually, I don't think so. I think it's going to get better because you're going to be limited to what you can eat. And actually, I think that by your body having to naturally just fast, I think a lot of folks are going to get better, to be honest with you. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm going to tell you what happened to me. Last year, I was 250, 260, maybe 270 pounds. I was really big. I was probably 100 pounds heavier than I am now. Starting this January, I went on this quest to take my health back. I suffer from hypertension and have been since I was 19 years old. I was on cholesterol medicine and have been since I was 20 years old. I had all kinds of health challenges and health problems. I started to take control. I went on these extended fasts, okay? And I totally reversed certain things that were going on in my body. My hypertension is gone, okay? cholesterol is gone. But it all goes back to your diet. My mother had a heart attack 2 years ago. She's totally reversed her condition to the point where the doctor, her last visit, not only did he say he didn't want to see her for another year, and she just had stents put in like not too long ago, but she totally changed her diet. And what diet is deity. You show me somebody's diet and I'll show you their God. That's who you serve. If you can't go 5 or 6 hours without food like I used to, then that's your God. Okay? So an ounce of prevention is more than a pound of cure. So start now taking your life back. And if you need help with that, I'm gonna give you a few things you can do. Number one, you can check out my YouTube group, fastingweightloss.info. Fastingweightloss.info. We actually teach people how to fast back to better health. That's number one. You could also go check out this gentleman's channel named John WROL. Now, I'm going to warn you up front, he's very controversial with some of the things he says, but as far as the healing that he teaches, and he teaches you how you naturally heal yourself. And it's going to be things that you don't want to do. I'm going to tell you straight up. It's going to be things that you don't want to do. It's going to be hard, but you need to start now. Chronic disease does not have to be a chronic disease. It does not have to be a death sentence. There's life. Okay. And I know you've been told that you're going to be on medication for the rest of your life. I know you've been told that. However, if you never heard it before, you're hearing it now. You don't have to accept that. You can do something totally different. Okay. So, those are a couple things right there. And if you go to John WROL's channel, every video he says the same exact thing. So all you gotta do is just start watching some of his video and just type in John WROL. He's from Houston. He's gonna be shirtless in his video. I've never seen a man in a shirt. He's 60-something years old. He looks like his body looks like he's in his 20s. Only reason you know he's old because his hair is white. But other than that, this man is a chiseled freaking Greek god. That's what he looks like. So go check out his channel if you are serious. This is only if you're serious about taking back your health. And you're really serious about doing something before SHTF, Tiawaki, WROL, grid down situation, total collapse of the gut. I mean, you know, whatever you want to call it. And if that's something that you're concerned about, then you need to take control now. Take control right now, because you can totally reverse things. Okay? Do you know that we get a whole new skin? And the skin is the biggest organ in your body. You get a whole new skin every 90 days. So if you're feeding your body, in that example, if you're feeding your skin what it needs to rejuvenate. I used to have this really dark mark right here. You can still barely see it, but over a period of time, it's fading away. Why? Because I'm feeding my body the things that it needs, and it's regenerating. Your body regenerates every day. That's why rest is so important. That's why you have to be getting adequate water in your system, and you have to be getting adequate rest now. That's why I'm always teach water. And a lot of us, the reason why we're having chronic illnesses now is because you're dehydrated. Okay? I'm actually writing a book, another book, and I'm going to talk about the plant-based lifestyle and how it has changed my life. Okay? Listen to me, y'all. I was 100 pounds heavier last year. 100, at least 100, and that was back when I wasn't checking my weight. I check my weight daily now, but I used to be scared to check my weight. I used to be scared to go to the doctor. Last time I went to the doctor, they brought in a crash cart because my blood pressure was so high. They thought I was having a heart attack, honestly, or a stroke. They didn't know what was going on. My blood pressure was like 210 over 190. It was ridiculously high. But that was my normal blood pressure. I walk around. Yeah, I had a headache, but I was still able to function. So if that is one of your concerns, start now getting information and start today doing something. The first thing I want you to do is today get half your body weight in ounces of water. If you do that, I guarantee the scale is going to go down. It's going to check your weight today. Drink half your weight in ounces of water today, and watch the scale go down. And you can still eat the way you normally eat. If you did that, 9 times out of 10, your weight's going to go down. Why? Because you're not going to be able to eat as much as you normally eat. That's number one. Number two, your body's going to be properly hydrated. You're going to be going to the bathroom every 25 minutes, but you will start shedding some pounds. And that's most of us, especially Americans. That's most of our problem. We're too fat. And I can say that because that used to be me. And I'm still, right now, I'm still overweight. Right now, I am literally 10 pounds overweight. I am 179. Okay. When I was at, I'm gonna tell you this, when I was at 169, I felt the greatest. I felt the greatest. There's a reason for that height and weight chart. That if you go to Google right now and you pull up the height and weight chart, there's a reason for that. And if you fall within that height and weight chart, you're gonna start eliminating a lot of your problems. Do you know that for every pound you lose, that's 4 pounds of pressure off your knees? If you have knees and joint pain, lose some weight. Okay? So for every pound you lose, you take and remove 4 pounds of joint pain in your knees. So if you have knee pains, start losing some weight. Lose 10 pounds. Boom, you just got rid of 40 pounds of pressure on your knees. So those are some things that you can do before and after for medicine and first aid needs during SHTF. I am not a doctor. I'm going to say it again. I am not a doctor. I'm not a healthcare provider. I'm just a dude that's gone through a journey. And I can tell you my personal experiences. I can tell you about my mother. I can tell you about my best friend. I can tell you about my wife. My wife was, she was 50, 60, 70 pounds overweight last year. She's looking good now. She is looking so good. And so am I. I feel great. I feel better. I look good. I look 20 years younger than that. If you look at the pictures from last year and you look at my pictures this year, totally different. Matter of fact, I think on this thumbnail, I'm going to post a before and after so you guys can actually see. So you can see the proof. So thank you for being here. Subscribe. I haven't smacked y'all in a while. So subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you know. I mean, I post all the time. So hit the bell. If you enjoy my content, hit the bell notification and please comment. And if you would like to go through the journey with us, because we're still on our journey, go to fastingweightloss.info, request, I'll approve you, and start asking questions in that group. Also, you can email me, plantbasedhomesteadprepper@gmail.com, or you can text or call me, 757-737-3955. That is my real number. And I don't hear from anybody on YouTube. I hear from people trying to sell me stuff all the time, but that's okay. You know, I ignore them. And be aware if you don't have excellent credit. When you get excellent credit, I don't know how these people get your phone number, but they just do. It's out there. So thank y'all for being here. I appreciate you. I love you, and I love you enough to tell you the truth. All right, y'all, be blessed. Take care.